Infectious diseases are like uninvited guests who never know when to leave. Just when you think you're safe, they show up, sometimes with a whole orchestra of symptoms. From sniffles to serious sickness, these tiny troublemakers have been crashing humanity's party for thousands of years. But don't worry, we're not going to let them steal the show. Why do infectious diseases matter so much? Well, they can make people sick, sometimes very sick. They can spread quickly too, like rumors in a high school hallway. Knowing how they work helps us keep them under control. And yes, sometimes, an opera is more fun than an outbreak. So, what are these invisible invaders? Basically, they're germs. Small living things that cause disease and chaos. Some are so sneaky you'd need a microscope just to spot them. Others, like in a bad soap opera, are dramatic and loud. Let's pull back the curtain and meet the main types of infectious diseases. Trust me, this is one show you'll want to see from the front row. First up, bacteria. These are tiny, single-celled creatures that can live almost anywhere. Your mouth, your stomach, even in boiling hot springs. Not all bacteria are bad. In fact, some help you digest food or even make cheese. But when the wrong kind gets in your body, it can cause infections like strep throat or urinary tract infections. Bacteria are like that friend who's usually nice but sometimes borrows your stuff and never gives it back. Next, we have viruses. These guys aren't even really alive. More like sneaky robots that need to hijack your cells to make copies of themselves. Common colds, the flu, and COVID-19 are all caused by viruses. Think of viruses as the hackers of the germ world, always looking for a password to break in. Then there are fungi. These are more like plants, but they don't do photosynthesis. Most fungi are harmless, but some can cause diseases like athlete's foot or ringworm. A few, though, can be dangerous for people with weak immune systems. Fungi are the drama queens of the germ world, sometimes helpful. Hello, mushrooms, sometimes a pain. Last but not least, parasites. These are the freeloaders who live off other living things, like humans or animals. Some, like tapeworms or malaria parasites, set up camp in your body and refuse to leave, unless you kick them out with medicine. Parasites are the ultimate couch potatoes, except they live inside you. You've probably heard of superbugs. No, they don't wear capes and fly around at night, though that would be pretty cool. Superbugs are germs, especially bacteria and viruses, that can resist the medicines we use to treat them. It's like they've watched every spy movie and learned all the tricks to escape. How does this happen? Imagine if you took antibiotics for a sore throat but didn't finish the whole bottle. Some bacteria survive, and those clever little germs learn how to resist the medicine next time. The more we use antibiotics or antivirals, the more chances germs get to practice their escape routine. Over time, these resistant germs multiply. Soon, the medicine that used to work is about as useful as singing loudly at a rock concert. No one hears you. This is a big problem because it means some infections become very hard to treat. But don't worry, scientists are working hard to find new ways to outsmart these superbugs. It's a race, and we're determined to win, even if the bugs are sometimes ahead on the scoreboard. Let's talk about tuberculosis, or TB for short. TB is caused by a sneaky bacterium called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. This germ is a master at hide and seek. It can live hidden in your lungs for years without making you sick. But when it comes out of hiding, it can cause a nasty cough, fever, and even holes in your lungs. TB spreads through the air when someone coughs or sneezes. That means you don't need to shake hands to catch it. Just breathing near someone with active TB can be enough. It's like an opera singer hitting a high note. Everyone in the room feels it. What makes TB really tricky is that it can go latent in your body. That means the bacteria are still there, but not causing a problem yet. If your immune system gets weak, TB can wake up and start causing damage. That's why it's so hard to get rid of. Every year, millions of people worldwide get sick from TB. It's a tough villain, but with the right medicine, taken for a long time, we can defeat it. E. coli might sound like, a fancy Italian dish, but trust me, you really don't want it on your plate. E. coli is actually a type of bacteria that lives in animal intestines. Now, most E. coli are harmless, but some types can make you very sick, especially if they get into your food or water. In countries where clean water and safe food are tough to find, E. coli is a big problem. It can cause some pretty serious diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and even death, especially in children. In some places, honestly, it's a bigger killer than any supervillain in a comic book. E. coli outbreaks can happen anywhere, on lettuce, ground beef, or even just from unwashed hands. That's why washing your hands and cooking food well is so important. It's kind of like having a superhero cape, simple, but it protects you. Public health workers are out there fighting to make food safer all around the world. But until we win that battle, it's best to be careful with what you eat and drink, just in case E. coli is hiding in your salad. Anthrax isn't just the name of a heavy metal band. It's also a deadly disease caused by Bacillus anthracis bacteria. Anthrax can infect your skin, lungs, or even your digestive system, depending on how you meet it. But honestly, the scariest form is inhaled anthrax, which can be deadly within just a few days. Anthrax spores are tough. They can survive in the soil for decades, just waiting for a chance to jump into a new host. When breathed in, the bacteria multiply quickly and release toxins that attack the body's organs. It's like a villain with a countdown timer, fast, sneaky, and dangerous. Luckily, anthrax is rare. But because it can be used in biological attacks, scientists and police keep a close eye on it. Early treatment with antibiotics can save lives, but only if you act fast. There's no time for an encore. So while anthrax is scary, remember, the chances of running into it are very low. Just don't go sniffing mysterious white powders and you'll be fine. Rabies is the scariest disease you can catch from a dog bite or a bat. It travels through nerves to your brain, causing confusion, fear of water, also called hydrophobia, and almost always death if not treated in time. Once symptoms start, rabies is 100% fatal. It doesn't get much more dramatic than that. Talk about a showstopper. Next, there's Marburg virus. It's a cousin of Ebola and has a death rate up to 88%. It causes fever, bleeding, and organ failure. Luckily, outbreaks are rare, but when they do happen, they're fast and frightening. It's like the villain in a horror movie, silent, sudden, and scary. And then there's avian influenza, or bird flu. This virus lives in birds but sometimes jumps to humans. Bird flu can change quickly, mutating into forms that humans can catch easily. If that happens, it could spread like wildfire. That's why scientists watch birds very closely, just in case they start singing a new dangerous tune. All three of these diseases remind us that germs can surprise us at any time. But with smart science, we can keep them off the stage. Here's some good news. Science is fighting back, and it's getting creative. Genetic modification means changing the genes of cells or organisms. Scientists are learning to edit human cells so they can spot and destroy germs before they cause disease. It's like giving your immune system a cheat sheet before the big test. Some researchers are building biosensors out of living cells. These tiny sensors can detect infections before you even feel sick. Imagine a guard dog that barks at the tiniest sign of trouble, only it's inside your body. Other scientists are working on gene therapies that can fix mutations or boost your body's defenses. This could help us fight diseases that are now impossible to cure. It might even mean custom medicines for every person, based on their DNA, like a tailor-made tuxedo for your immune system. It's not science fiction anymore. With these new tools, the next act in the opera of disease could have a very happy ending. So, what have we learned from our tour of deadly bugs and superbugs? Infectious diseases are sneaky, dramatic, and sometimes deadly. But science is catching up. From TB and E. coli to rabies and Marburg, we've seen how these villains work and how we can fight back. Remember, good habits like washing hands and cooking food well are still some of the best defenses. And with each new discovery, we're getting better at detecting and defeating these germs before they take center stage. So don't worry, the opera isn't over. With science, teamwork, and a little humor, we can keep infectious diseases out of the spotlight. Stay curious, stay safe, and always remember to wash your hands before the next performance.